I'm coming on today. I would like to share with you some thoughts about this devastating situation that become really public with what happened to a beautiful young Ukrainian girl that went the wrong route in life. She was apparently a OnlyFans model, a girl that was doing not so um, classic modeling, something that is very, very popular right now with the number one online platform and um, rising rising sex work industry online. And I want to talk today about this, about both sides of this situation and how really devastating that is for us, for our society. Somebody had sent this to me and wanted my opinion since she was from Ukraine, but I think it goes way beyond personality, and it's such a tragic and unpleasant truth. Dark secret behind the luxury, behind the Instagram posts, and behind this really horrible programming that young women are getting nowadays. I find it very scary and very disturbing because yes, when you're 18, 20 years old, often you're making very horrible and stupid choices. But there are some things you cannot come back from. And I think the issue with young women going to this online industry is that they must believe that this would be easy money, that they could achieve status, that they could achieve financial success, and this is going to be easy money. And um, that is so very sad to see that this young girl was found nearly dead. Just one second, guys. Excuse me, I have some trolls on the account as I was speaking. Hello, Dave. Welcome. This young woman was found nearly dead somewhere on a road with broken back and broken arms, legs, things like this. And I find, the most devastating fine things I learned about this for me, and I would like to hear your opinion, is that I looked at the comments, under this video, where they were talking about her and what happened, and I saw so many comments that were trashing that poor girl that is already, her name is Maria Kowalchuk, and they talk about all the most horrific things which most people who are commenting could probably be her parents. She's only 20 years old, and it's so devastating to see the ugliness of our humanity. I didn't see that much. um I did not see that much of empathy. I didn't see that much of uh, reasonable thoughts. Most things that I saw in the comments was just people calling her names, calling her a prostitute, calling her this, that, and the other. And she was supposed to be at this event. She was supposed to attend this modeling event, that happens so often, not only now, but it's all this time, when you're a beautiful girl and people invite you to events. I don't think she told her mother that she's going to be at this modeling event, supposedly something special, some offer, some exclusive offer, and evidently, it was one of those horror Dubai nightmare parties when people these rich people go insane, and they they just humiliate you in any way possible. It's very often, as I understood, is a sexual humiliation, but also like very brutal things, because your back is broken, your arms are broken, and yeah, like very brutal, very sadistic, and really absolutely awful. And I just want to talk about this today. And first of all, I really wish that people would understand that it doesn't help our society when people are tearing apart those the least protected. And I believe that young women nowadays, teenagers and young adults, they are the least protected. They are consistently given the wrong message. Uh, Usually there is no father involved, and of course, in Ukraine we also have war going on. You only don't know about this if you living under the rock. And in order to judge somebody like that, you need to make sure, that you yourself are not contributing. So many men I see on internet that are dragging, OF models or women who do webcam work. But let me tell you something. I have been doing my international relationship consulting for close to a decade now. And let me tell you, because people share with me and men share things with me, most men, I'm not saying all, but most men, I would say 90% of men have been to coincides, have been using these products. Before you judge somebody's child, before you judge somebody's daughter, stop consuming those products. Stop buying those photos. Stop consuming young. I can't even imagine how a man in his mind, in his correct mind, can be consuming underage or very young women production. If you know what I mean by production, you have to be so perverted and so sick to do that. So before, as a society, we're gonna poke fingers at somebody that as if she deserves what happened to her. Nobody deserves to be uh, hurt and have their bones broken on the side of the road dying. Nobody deserves this unless they committed a crime. Me personally, I don't support this kind of business, so to speak, I don't support this kind of entrepreneurship, so to speak, whatsoever, in any size, shape, or form. But um, if the young woman in this case chose that to be, if she chose to be her profession, her occupation, her way of making money, that is her business. She's paying for it with her physical and mental health. And many people do things that are harmful to themselves. Some people use drugs, some people use alcohol, some people have such questionable ways of making a living, but nobody deserves to be hurt like that. Nobody deserves, no no person deserves to be brutally violated and left stranded on the street, because she was not hurting anybody. um, she was not the offender. She was providing her services, and I think for this particular case she was just lied to, and she was just dragged into this into one of these parties. And Yeah, I really think that she was dragged for what I read. And thank you guys who sent me materials to comment on to give my idea. So yeah, she was used and abused, and I don't think it's anybody's place to judge what does she do. As long as you don't hurt somebody else when you hurt yourself, that's a whole different question, you know. So, oh my gosh, you know, when I'm doing this vertical streams, there is so much trash coming my way. So, yeah, I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think about this? I have a couple more thoughts to say, but I'm gonna look at the chat. Hey Roger, hey Roger Smith. Those guys who say who okay. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah, I want to thank those of you who support my channel. Thank you so very much. You know, I have to give it a heartbeat, and I love that you're coming on and sharing your thoughts. I won't be reading stupid compliments, stupid compliments and stupid comments. So don't try so hard. You know, anything you say about me, I'll say about your mom. So you know how we do it here. Um, and honestly, I've been so many years on the internet. I just appreciate you coming over and showing how you stupid you are so we can laugh together. Yeah, you know, even okay, even with this, you know, I go on the internet, I barely, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, yes, you it's a completely different thing. I have I usually I had taken a break, but I usually promote my furs. I have some glamorous videos. It's a completely different vibe, but on this on I'm not trying to be seductive on my YouTube channel. I'm always we're talking about business, we're talking about things. I barely ever show my body, and still I go. It's been however many years now. I go through some all kinds of harassment, including sexual harassment, every single time I do it. So you know that just tells you how sick our society is. You know, all these people with weird thumbnails and no name. They are someone's brother, someone's father, you know, someone co-worker. You know, you think, oh, this is such a nice person, and then he has a troll account, and he you know writes inappropriate things to women online. So our society is absolutely fucked. Absolutely. And you know, at some point you won't be able to do all those things. And then the same people who would be immoral if they could, if they would have this kind of money, they would do the same things. They would humiliate and abuse women or people in general. The same people dare to uh wish death upon a child, upon a young woman they don't even know. So this is so effed up that I can't even. So hi everybody. Yeah, I want to. So we are talking today about this accident, terrible situation with a young woman that was found almost dead on the side of the road with broken bones. She was a Ukrainian OnlyFans model. Basically, she was a girl that was doing alternative modeling, I would say. And I think she was dragged into this party without her knowing, and in the end, you know, she was hurt, abused, and discarded. And we're just talking about our current society and how horrible it is. Of course, the United Arab Police tells everybody that she fell at the construction site, which we all understand is a complete and utter lie. One thing I would say is that because we don't have that guidance, that support from parents, from mentors, this kind of things are happening. It's so very sad. You know, even if you don't have parents as a young woman, something happened to them, or they they're not doing well in life. There should be more mentoring, there should be more support. I think that, to be fair, a lot of young women get blinded by what they think is an easy way to make money. I think that is one of the major and most devastating facts, that women are blinded by, young women in this case get blinded by the idea, the shiny stuff, the Instagrams, the fancy hotels, the gifts, the bags, the brand bags. To be honest, once you grow up a little bit and once you look at this, you realize that there is no bigger scam as this all this supposedly, big brands and luxury things, because this is not really what luxury is, but it looks like, an easy money for very many young women, and they feel like they could sell their soul. They don't really know that they're going to sell their soul. They feel that they're beautiful and maybe they can use their beauty, but there is nobody who's talking to them. Women and girls don't have real friends that will stop them and tell them. When I was in Mexico last week, it was spring break, and there were many groups of young ladies, probably high school, senior year, and young guys, right? And I witnessed one situation. It was really interesting. So this one of these girls was in a group of other girls. I would say they were roughly 18 years old, and then she was wandering off to the beach with a guy, and her friend runs to her and tells her, "You are not going anywhere. We came together. We're gonna stay together." To be fair, the guy that she was going to sit or walk at the beach with, he was from our hotel. I saw him before. He was, I think, with his parents. A lot of these kids were actually with their parents. A lot of these high schoolers. So he didn't look like a threat, but I was so I had so much appreciation for the friend of this young lady that told her, "No, you're not leaving us. We came here as a group. We are going in our room as a group. We're going together. We are not letting you to wander off with a guy you don't know at night at the beach." And she was saying, "This is how people disappear." And I was thinking, that is the friend you want to have. And the girl that was about to disappear, she had a bit much to drink, and she was drunk, and she was screaming at her friend, telling her that she's ruining her life. Because, maybe she had some romantic thoughts about this guy. But I was, it was a bit over, they got in a little bit of an argument. It was pretty loud, and I was enjoying my evening, but I saw that, I always people watch when I go out. So I saw that it was a corner of my eye, and, you know, that is kind of friendships that we need, when you don't just do what your friends, what looks good or easy, you stand by your friends. And I wish, in the case of Maria Kowalchuk, the lady I'm talking about, the young woman I'm talking about today, that's fighting for her life at this very moment, in a hospital, I wish that somebody, her mom knew about her profession, so to speak. I wish somebody would tell her that, even if you do this kind of work, you probably should not be doing this in a Muslim country. Because one thing I've learned, I call it Muslim paradox. This is just my thought, and I generally don't have anything about peaceful, normal Muslim people. I used to live in Middle East for work back in my early days after college. But what I would like to say is, I wish her parents, her mom especially, her close friends would tell her about what I call Muslim paradox. And this is that um, they are very Muslim men in particular, they are often very suppressed, especially in Arab countries. They're very suppressed in terms of in terms of sexual things because of their religion. But it doesn't mean, I feel the more you suppress it, the more you push it, the more you deny it, the darker the shade is of that. The darker the opposite of the spectrum, the other side of the coin. And I noticed that when I was in Turkey, because um, I've noticed some really weird behaviors that from one side, they supposed to respect women, they supposedly respect their mothers, but because they know that our culture is different, instead of following their own rules, these people want to punish women for their freedom, that we have in the West and even in Eastern Europe. They want to punish them and hurt them, and they then blame them that they are dirty. So they are completely betraying their beliefs, because if you are a true Muslim, you're not supposed to participate in none of these things. If you follow your religion, and I have a lot of respect for it, if you follow your religion, you're not supposed to be found in those party parties, whatever. Oh, it's too disgusting. I can't talk about it. And thank you guys for the comments. I'm gonna read them all. You're not supposed to be doing all those horrible things. You're not supposed to sexually harass women. You're not supposed to abuse them. You're not supposed to break their bones and gut and do all those nasty, disgusting perversion stuff. You're supposed to stay away if you're a true Muslim. But I just absolutely hate this behind the scenes truth that it's only facade. Yeah, I even have a wife. I am a proud Muslim. I follow every rule, but in reality you are a dog. In reality you are abusing and hurting women, and you are a pervert. And this is a common thing for this rich Dubai people. And often they just they just abuse women because they don't consider them human. If you're a woman, so for them, you are a fallen woman if you're just a normal woman. For example, if you're for these kind of people, if you're not a virgin and you're not wearing hijab and you're not walking with your dad, if you ever had any experiences before, for them you are nothing but somebody that you can step on. It's really, really horrible. I'm sorry guys, let me take my sound off. um it's really, really horrible. And so basically they're punishing you for your sexuality and for your culture. In our culture we don't do this. We don't try to control everybody. Yes, it would be nice if we would have higher standards. It would be nice if we would have better if women would have higher standards in all the country, in Eastern Europe, in the West, for ourselves. But nobody has the right to control and call you names. And especially when you are, you can, how do you call somebody something when you are consumer of that product? And how do you, if somebody comes to your country, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean that if people come to another country, it doesn't mean they grew up with this particular religion. It doesn't mean that they should follow certain rules. Yes, they should not offend you. They should understand. Like, for example, when I travel to Egypt and Turkey, I know there, especially in some older places, some historical places, some more conservative places with less tourists, I know the rules. You always cover your shoulders. You always cover you don't wear a very open dress, and you cover your shoulders just because you don't want to be, I call it, a monkey with two heads. You don't want to make scenes. You don't want people to stare at you. You're already beautiful most likely, and people going to stare at you anyway, but you don't want to entice their interest too much. So yeah, you have to follow some rules, but they want you to respect their culture, but they don't respect yours. And if you're not a Muslim, if you are not married and you come in for travel, you come in with a group, even if you're not an OnlyFans models, a lot of men would try to drag you into things and would try to treat you like you are not a human, and this is really awful. I mean, this is really awful. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have any kind of sex appeal, they will sometimes make you compliments, but inside of them, they consider you a, I don't know how to say it in a nice way, but I'm gonna say they consider you a fallen woman, you know? I'm gonna just say that. Although they would encourage it, they would make you a million of compliments, they would even get you some gifts, but in many cases you will end up hurt and abused because they were taught to not respect any woman unless that is their mother, or if it's their wife who is at home barefoot in hijab. Other women they use, abuse, and throw. That's it, not even the worst scenario. Yes, some it's just I'm not talking about all and everybody, but I'm talking about this particular culture. And it's so sad that nobody told that girls that you don't do this kind of work, this kind of activity in a Muslim culture. I don't in a Muslim country. I don't care how, because Muslim country was always holds facade, always facade that no, we don't have extramarital sex, no, we don't watch prawn, no, we don't do this, but they do all of that 10 times more because it's suppressed. For the reason that it is suppressed. When you are suppressed like that, the pendulum swing the other side really badly, and that is why this is what is going on. I am convinced of that because it's very signature thing for Muslim countries. And somebody's then asking where I'm from. I was born in Kiev, Ukraine, but right now I have been living in United States for a long time, a long time. So yeah, we used to have a lot of Muslim students, and so it would never fail. It would never fail. I'm not saying again that every single person on the earth like this, but very often they would treat women in an absolutely horrific way. Not all, not always, okay? But it's just something about that forbidden and suppression that they think that if you are not from the culture, they would not treat their women this way. But they believe that, I'm just gonna say, they believe that especially Eastern European women are they can just walk on them, you know? It's really, really awful. All right. I don't hate anybody. You need to deserve my hate in order for me to hate anybody. I have resentment toward facade culture. When you show that you are, a servant of God, most men in my personal life that would try to break the boundaries and get into my personal space and use my kindness would be the servants of God. They would tell that. You don't have to, when you believe in God, you don't have to talk about this. People should see that by your behavior behind the scenes, I was in some difficult situations in life, and the servants of God mostly, quote unquote, would try to use that situation. And people who are true believers, I respect people of any religion, including Muslim religion, who actually follow their principles, who are not doing the facade, who are not just showing the facade. Oh yes, I forgot this word, you can tell about the believer in God. Верный. Oh, it's kind of I'm a true servant of God, and blah 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 blah. But behind the scenes, those servants of God abusing women horribly, and I think that it's I don't respect that. I resent it. I don't. As I said, you need to earn my hate. In order to hate you, I need to love you first. Yeah, again, I just want to tell that is absolutely, I am against the facade. When people think that you are second class citizen because you are not a virgin, or you're wearing a some outfit with open shoulders, or you're just a free person, you just living your life. Maybe you are, it's a group of young women just looking around and traveling and doing their thing, and they assume that you must be an easy catch. You have no rules, no standards. I've seen that too much. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I've seen it. you know I'm not saying that everybody. Yeah, I want to see that freedom, Irvin. I want to see that freedom. How is you have freedom in your religion? Tell us all. Anybody else wants to know how, in strict Muslim households, there is freedom for women? I know in Afghanistan there is a lot of freedom. You can't even look at a man, and you can't even show your face. You need to have a towel or a blanket over your face. I don't know if somebody could call it freedom. And with um normal, I forgot how to say this. With the moderate levels, when it's not like fanatic. I respect every religion as long as it's not fanatic, and it doesn't make you a slave. I don't know that word, broadcast, Dave. I don't know. Sorry. All right, let me read some of your comments. I'm so upset about this. I'm really am. And again, if you don't like somebody, if you don't approve them, and I'm not an advocate. I think it's absolutely devastating when women decide to sell their soul. Yeah, somebody wrote selling their soul. I think it's absolutely devastating because it's just a wrong route in life. I do things all my life, when I see young girls in my family, in my surroundings, or women that are just looking for some guidance, because there is so much contradictory information. I usually take my time to guide them to some good resources, because most women nowadays do not understand their value. They were taught to forget it. And I think that every woman that is watching this stream, you don't have to have you don't have to have a social media account. You can do it on your level, with the woman that you know. So they never think about dishonor themselves and disrespect themselves in such a way where they need to sell their souls or bodies. There is no need to do that. You can be appreciated for your talents, for what you bring to the world. You absolutely don't need to put yourself in danger and sell your soul, because no little girl is dreaming to do such work. I can guarantee you. Something must have happened along the way. And the only people that are getting harmed when women doing this kind of work are themselves. They are not stealing, they are not killing anybody, they are just only harming themselves and their future. And I find it devastating. And when they mentioned this young woman mother, I was thinking to myself, how do you let your girl fly somewhere, especially in a country? I don't care how progressive it is, I don't care how many foreigners lives in United Arab Emirates. Yes, it's very westernized, but it doesn't matter. There's certain kind of work that you cannot do, and especially you don't let your young girl go in there by herself, because again, it looks like they may have knew what kind of work she does, because I believe she's pretty famous, but you don't let your young daughter fly into such place without protection. You just don't. Money do not replace your child. And I know that supposedly, at 18 years old, you're a young adult, but you know how it is. The parenting doesn't end at 18 years old. This is where your young children, your young adult children really need you, because they need guidance. And it's devastating. That's all I can say. But let me read some of your comments, my dear friends. I don't know, do I have any moderators on my channel right now? Uh, I don't know if I have any moderators. If I do, please drop all my information so people can contact me. You can send me your ideas and comments and topic requests. You can also support my channel as well. You can also support by, if you're watching this stream, if you enjoy my conversation, you can share the stream, you can share the video. All right. Let me read the comments. Yes, abuse is so wrong no matter what country or race. I completely agree. I don't it's wrong. Uh it's absolute violation of human right. And just because you may not like somebody, you don't wish them to be laying down on the ground bleeding. That's someone's daughter, that's someone's sister. That is so devastating. It's a child that went the wrong route and only hurt herself. um there are so many perverts in this world. Look, I'm making this video right in the car, I'm talking to you, I have a topic of conversation. There was a person that, there are people on the internet. There are people that live between us. We just don't know them because they don't speak to us like this when they see us. But you can say anything when you have a blank profile. Was literally a guy that just told me, take your coat off. Like, there are people that are, or take your clothes off or whatever. It's just like, our society is full of people who are sick. And that's why we need to go back to things that make sense. When men protect women, when women that have experience, mothers, uh, taking care of their daughters, explain their daughters how things work to begin with, explain the daughters, show them, make them feel their value, that they would never go for such professions or such ideas, that they would never even think of doing something like that, no matter what they would have, what kind of reward, so to speak, they would get. We are missing this in our society. you know we have music that makes women uh sexualize themselves and just being on the bottom of the barrel, being have absolutely no standards, and call it freedom. It's mortifying to me, absolutely mortifying. Anyway, finally, let me read your comments. Thank you guys so much. One of the best way, if you just hop on my channel today, one of the best way to support my channel, please share it with your friends, your social media. I would really appreciate that. And hopefully soon I will get enough of watch hours where I can remonetize myself, So you can also you can ask questions, and it could be more fun, and I will get a little bit of compensation for my time. But regardless, I would still do it even if I never get a single cent, because it's really on my heart. So we are not going to stop that. All right, I'm gonna read from the bottom. uh Sister, okay, sister, in our religion we don't drink, we don't go to the bar and clubs, for half of people are naked. We live in disciplined life. Yes, sometimes we enjoy going to picnic or hiking. That is beautiful. I have nothing against it, and most people live like this. But I think you would agree that there is a other side of the coin, where people say they do all these things, especially men. Women don't get to really stray from that path, but men go into all these orgies and parties and doing all these things, and then come home like nothing happened. I mean, we all know this about, I'm not saying all Arabic men or all Muslim men, but it's a known fact. Most of us have seen it, that there is no judgment on a man when he does not follow these rules. It's just, I'm sorry, but this is just life. I'm not saying that. Again, I live in Michigan. We have this town, Dearborn. We have this town called Dearborn, and it has the most Muslim population in U.S. And it's actually a beautiful town. It's one of my favorite places to go now, because I love Middle Eastern food. I love Middle Eastern people in general. There are many families, and me and my friends, we go to Dearborn. Now, like, once in a while we go, and we really enjoy our time. And it's a very nice town. In general, it's very well taken care of. There is barely any crime. People just taking care of their family. I love that, and I respect that. You know, they have a very nice coffee shops with all those streets and the delicious coffee. And again, I love Middle Eastern food. That's my weak side. Um, yes, I answer questions from the chat. Fahzi asking me if I have OnlyFans. I don't have OnlyFans, but I know your mother does. So send us a link with your mother OnlyFans, and we'll all go and support. All right. So that's my answer. And you don't tell me what I need to do. We'll be glad to support your mom. Maybe your sister is also on OnlyFans. I'm sure you don't have a daughter, because a loser like you is not gonna have a daughter. God won't allow that. So yes, let's all go and have a live OnlyFans of your mom and sister, and we can all applaud their entrepreneurial abilities. Yeah, I hope you can see that I actually do answer my questions. I hope you really enjoyed this. Yeah, that's how we roast losers on this chat. I may look sweet, but yeah, I'm up the floor with you. If you cross the line, yeah. Well, your mom probably has one, so tell her to take it down. Tell your mom to take down your OnlyFans. And here is a classic example of the Muslim paradox, which I called. So somebody comes on your stream trying to accuse you of something. What is your business what I have? It's none of your business what anybody has. You control you. Why are you worrying about it? That's a good question. And my question to all the men in general who are concerned about women having OnlyFans: why are you buying it? The question is, why are you buying this? Why it's becoming a massive multi-million, maybe even $1 billion industry? I don't know. I need to check. So what is going on? Who is buying all this? Women not buying that? I don't know a single woman that would buy that shit. I'm sorry for my French, for my français. I'm sorry, but I don't know. No woman will spend a cent on that nonsense. So men mostly buying it, and mostly sick men like yourself. Yeah, you check yourself. You check your browsing history before you talk to anybody else. That's what I say. Check your own browsing history and hide it quick because it's too embarrassing to show to anybody. Also, you're getting in a timeout. I'm just using this loser that was another loser. Okay, I'm just I'm just I'm using these people as an example. It's like, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, I know that, Irvin. I get this, but this happened to me in real life a million times. But again, I am not saying that all Muslim men are like this. You know, I have tremendous friends in Middle East. I have tremendous friends around. There are great men in every country, every religion, but we have a lot of trash, unfortunately. I hope you guys enjoying your time out time. Hey John, okay, let me focus on the good stuff. Let me focus on the good stuff. Bonjour, madame. Bonjour. John, it is incompetent men, so to speak, who have no respect for humanity. Yes, I know, John, telling me. It's just insane. You know, these men should not even be called men, if you ask me. But I'm just reading this for the sake of the video. Vous êtes magnifique. Thank you. How often do you stream? I'm trying to stream. My goal is to stream every day right now, but it doesn't really happen every day, and usually, wait, I stream almost every day. I don't have a particular schedule, but I try to stream almost every day. I would like to get my channel monetized, and I would like to put some heartbeat to it. So I'm trying. Usually on a weekend, I don't stream because I need some off time and family time. But sometimes during the week, I do try to stream. I'm sorry, somebody sent me something. Do I have any moderators right now on my channel? Could you guys send my info how everybody can connect with me and also support my channel? If I have no moderators, then what I will do is I will post it under the video. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. You're in Chicago. I'm in Michigan. So we're almost neighbors. Chingis is saying mon amour. Mon amour. Yes, that's very sweet. From the person you don't know, especially. Um, Broadcast Dave is saying, like in Japan, suppression leads to deviant behavior. Yeah, I know. I know. Extreme suppression just forces the pendulum to swing way too far the other way. Uh, okay, let me. We used to rely on teachers to help and raise kids, but they are bad now too. Yeah, I agree. The extreme liberal movement, teachers don't know what they do with their lives either. Most teachers don't have an order in their life as well. It's sad. Hey Aaron, I don't know if you're still here, but thanks for joining. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello. I don't know if you're still here. If you do, could you please drop my info? I don't know if Roger has my info, but hey Roger. Dan is saying, love the headband. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Yes. If you watch my videos, headband is my signature. I love headbands. I don't know why, but one of my favorite accessories. OnlyFans means selling your soul. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in a difficult situation, find something different because it looks like easy, but it will ruin your life. I'm using my phone right now. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Um, Yes, you guys know I'm in US in the state of Michigan currently. Subbed, you seem like a beautiful soul. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yes, half of people who watching me are not subscribed. You can show me love by subscribing to my channel. So I'm more likely to do my lives. And if you dislike me, you will enjoy seeing me and criticizing me. If you subscribe, you will see me more often. In Dubai, as an OF model, probably Zura. Oh yeah, I can't stand that. I'm not even gonna read that. Hijab is not mandatory. Yeah, I know it's not always mandatory, but in a conservative Muslim group, usually it is. I could be wrong, but that's what I noticed. Yeah, here he comes. Take off the coat. I don't know. I'll take it off in summer. Um, You will be wearing anything, but in that thing, vulgarity shouldn't be. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I don't hate anybody, so please relax. Hey, Stan, good to see you. Welcome. Afghanistan is involved in war for many years. Sister Soviet and American occupied them. Yeah, but let's not to tell what Afghan men do to women over there, okay? Let's not talk about that. You can't deny that. The way Afghan men treat their women is mortifying to me. And I wish there was some actually women movement rights, because in this day and age in 2025, in Iran, it was a couple years ago when the woman had her hijab not properly on and she got shot, okay, because her hijab wasn't worn the way it's supposed to be worn. I'm not talking about Afghanistan. If you know anything about Afghanistan, you know that women not cannot have education. They cannot even look at a man. They don't even allowed. They barely allowed to breathe. So it's a major violation of human rights, despite of your religion. Major violation of human rights. It's not even a question, and that's why I laugh at American women who say that they don't have enough of rights and come out with the most ridiculous requests when there are women who are actually suffering. They're actually getting abused, used, and just not even a member of society. And Afghanistan is one of those countries. That's why I look down on these stupid feminists that are trying to ask for the every right they already have, and I'm a woman. For me it's important to have my dignity and to feel protected, but I'm never going to be whining and complaining that some man made me a compliment that I look pretty today. I'm not gonna call and make sure he will lose his job, like some people do here. There are women that actually greatly violated and nobody's helping them. That would be a great movement if these weird American feminists would go and march and help women where they actually getting abused. Yes, John, exactly. That young woman is somebody's daughter or sister. Abuse is wrong, period. You don't have to like what someone does, but it doesn't give you the right to abuse them. Yeah, and she was left there to die, She was left there to die. It's horrible. Yeah, abuse is wrong, no matter what race or country or religion. Yes. Sister, whatever, I respect you. Thank you. Um, wish our governments could figure it out. Yeah, for sure. I wish that too. Michigan Midwest alumni, yes. Middle East was very unstable. That's why you see errors. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I blocked that guy or girl, whoever it was. Yeah, so I stream often, guys. Please make sure if you go to my page, you're subscribing to the channel. Um, you are um you need to push a notification all. Hey Stan, yeah, let me make you a moderator from this account too. Let's see. Add this moderator. I think you need to go in and out and you will be a moderator so you can show my links. That would be nice. Hello Veronica, I hope all is well. Yes, it is. All right. Headbands are my favorite. Oh good. I need to do somebody was asking me, somebody sent me an Instagram message and told me to make my Amazon wish list with headbands. I should do that. Yeah, I love headbands. I don't know why. I sobbed after hearing your passion. Looks like one thing, but your personality sold it. I'm not sure what you mean, but I appreciate that. Um, I sobbed after hearing your passion. Looks like one thing, but your personality sold it. So you thought something else till you heard me, but regardless, I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you, Dan. And welcome. I appreciate new subscriber. Oh, here you are. Yeah, guys, if you enjoy my videos, you can buy me a cup of coffee. You can send me your email and share your story or video request. I got a few invitations to other people's channels that I might consider. Also, I just recovered my Instagram. I had some issues with my phone when I was flying back, but I just recovered my social media and put in new passwords. So we are all good. Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Veronica Live Talks. Haven't been going live there, but I will be. So if you're on Instagram, same name. I also have another Instagram account, which is um, I'm blanking. My other Instagram account is Femininity and Furs, and I took a little bit of break from it as well. But I'm showing I have a retro store, a retro shop, and I have beautiful furs and accessories and some vintage antique um, accessories and decor. It's my other passion. I love things, old things. Um, I'm very vintage girl. I love retro vintage things, and if I will keep all the retro and vintage things, and especially clothes, I'll have to live outside in a box because I have so much, and that's why some years ago I opened my first shop, but it's kind of like a glamour shop because I also love seeing women wearing beautiful and feminine things, especially that are not made in China. So yes, that's my other passion, and I have for that I have a Instagram page that called Femininity and Furs, or you can just put my name Veronica Olson and it will pop. Let's see. I don't know who Tati is. I had a friend named Tati, but we are not in touch at this moment. Okay, yes, I see that. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Stan. I appreciate it. As a female, I know sisters that many errors there. Afghanistan needs more to develop. Yeah, they're like in the 7th century. Now they recover for in its country. India and China is helping them to develop. Yeah, I hope. Fazi, is it you again? Did you close your mom OnlyFans already? Okay. Greetings, Veronica. Just got here. I have a feeling I missed some of your great talking points. Yes, but you can watch it. Maybe you're doing something, going for a walk. A lot of people tell me that they listen to my videos when they're going for a walk or doing some housework or whatever. Yes, we are kind of wrapping up. Then, Gabe, you got my comment right. I stopped for your looks, but your personality got my sub. Thank you. Nice to meet you, my Midwest headband angel. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Well, I'm from Eastern Europe, and although I've been here for a while in United States, you know, I can't come not put together. So Erwin Rommel says it's like 7th century because they were attacked by two big countries. No, it's like 7 centuries because they deny education. I'm sorry. It's not because of Russia or United States. They are 7th century because they never got education or developed themselves. Sometimes you need to take accountability and responsibility in life. Okay, who sent me the coffee? Maria says, Veronica, thank you for sharing. I've been watching you quietly for quite some time, and I appreciate your input. And let's see, you look gorgeous tonight. Thank you. Especially from a lady. That is so very sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I'll get myself a coffee tomorrow. I need those. I need tea and coffee, but yeah, I'm out of my good tea. It's devastating. This kind of like tea in the packets here in US, it's like dust in a bag. It's like dust power. So I have to drive to more 30 miles to a specialty store so I can get real tea, with real leaves, and it's really, really delicious. But anyway, Maria, thank you so much. I'm amazed that I'm starting to have ladies watching my channel too. It's very unusual. Veronica Olsen, a light so bright. Yes, I am. Shine bright like a diamond. If you're watching me, remember you are a diamond. Never sell yourself short. So you love vintage stuff. I see it as a loyalty indicator, I guess. Yes, I love it to a fault. That's why I've decided some time ago, it's been a while actually, to open my store because I'm like, I just can't have all of this, but I love it. And sometimes when I have a sale, I cry because I love it so much and I want it, but I don't want to be a hoarder, like an official hoarder. So I try to find a nice way to organize it. I don't know, I just love beautiful clothes, beautiful accessories that have kind of art. I'm, yeah, it is what it is. I don't care about brands so much. I love silk, I love fur, I love leather, I like designer work, but not necessarily designer like those loud designer names. I like people that are talented, that create like art and make it into clothes. Yes, I have my weakness. I try not to overdress for my YouTube channel because then people won't pay attention. I already noticed that. So my love for fashion, I take it on my Instagram and in my real life. When I go out, I'm always way overdressed. But not to I really do it for myself because honestly, nobody really cares. I'm just doing it to have fun. You are a flower star. Well, thank you. Uh, I'm sorry, I can't read your name. Al Hassan Tahiri, thank you. I appreciate it. Or maybe falling star or something. I don't know. Thank you. Let's see. Как дела? Хорошо дела. All right. Mm. All right, guys. You like my outfit? Yes, I know. I like it too. Sister, how people study when bombarding is happening? Oh, come on. They had time to study. Come on. They're not educated people, you know. They're just not. I'm sorry. And they forbid studying for women. You know, this girl, I forgot her name. Mala. What's her name? Mala. She is like writing books and everything. She's the one that um, Taliban was going to kill. Please tell me her name. Mala something is her name. She became super famous here in US. She wrote a book, and Taliban was trying to kill her because she was there to go to school. I mean, a woman tried to go to school, and you're prosecuted. You're gonna get killed if you try to go to school. The Afghanistan problem is not the outer enemies. They have enemy within. They're fanatics. I'm not saying all and everyone, but many of them are fanatics. Yeah, but you know, I'm just sharing my opinion. I don't like to be um I don't like to be beaten around the bush. I mean, I think it's a major issue in general, and yeah. What is it? Who knows? Irvin, you need to know that girl's name. Mala. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. She became like a superstar here. Kids are forced to read about her in school. Malala. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Malala. Yes. I tried to ask you. I asked you. Yeah, Malala. Yes. She has a fascinating story, and yeah, ask her. Don't ask me. I do not qualify as if I know everything about that country or culture, but you know, I learn. I also have my own eyes to see, but nobody should be prosecuted or threatened to be killed. You know, I'm sure you know your story. Yeah. So don't tell me that people who have civilized mind would be prosecuting somebody for attempt to learn something. What is the man of your dreams? Definitely not you. Uh yeah, sure. Anyway, my dear friends, I went way too far about this on the topic. Warren, you are here you come again. What makes you think I'm turning into a liberal? Have you lost your marbles? Yeah, bush beating is horrible, and you're not gonna get any of that here. I don't know, Stan, if you're still here. Maybe you're having dinner like a normal person. But if you're still here, could you please write my information once again before I go? Thank you. It depends who is asking, Fozzy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Irvin or sister of Irvin. I appreciate it. My favorite type of man is a masculine man. Is a man that knows how to take decisions, knows how to lead without being controlling, understand his role, and has a very strong mind. but not detached from his emotions. It's a very emotionally intelligent man. And let me know if you meet one like that. What do you mean by understand his role? I mean exactly what I said. Men and women have different main roles and purposes in this life. That's exactly what I mean. Men who understands his role will never ask that question. As simple as that. It's not a puzzle, it's a straightforward. It doesn't go any more straightforward than I said it. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm teaching elementary. Make it simple? It could not be any more simple than it is. I'm good, thank you. Yes, I live in United States for a while now. All right, let's see. I'm gonna read another chat that I got. Hey Stan, could you please write my yeah, some of my socials, and maybe you already did. I don't know. Let's see. All right. Okay, I got a coffee from John, and he's saying it's always refreshing to hear from you. I am I am glad you are back, Veronica. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate it. Lebanon is a beautiful country. I wish I could visit. I actually have some friends here from Lebanon. And I have a very good friend from Syria, but he left a long time ago. He's a doctor. Amazing guy. Absolutely amazing guy. He's an OBGYN. Yeah, Lebanon is beautiful. I wish it wouldn't be torn by those stupid wars. I mean, the funny thing is that I always had a fascination with Middle East, and I always wish they would stop fighting so I can travel. Yes, I know there is Christian and Muslims in Lebanon. Oh my gosh, Jordan is my dream. Petra, oh my gosh, it's my dream to see that. It's my dream to see that. Yes, I would love to visit Jordan. I will go when the things will slow down, in the Middle East. Hopefully it will be. Yeah, so much history. Oh my gosh. I just got to see the Mayan pyramids last week. I cannot believe that. I I saw the pyramids. The pyramids and all those other, parts of that area was just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I had goosebumps. I love that ancient history. It's just we had such an incredible guide. I felt like we were in the moment. I felt like we traveled in time. Those beautiful ruins and columns and those it's not frescoes, but when they have embedded designs, like embedded that like every it's so much history. You can read and learn about events because they are embossed. I don't know how to say that correctly. They are embossed into the stone. Oh, it was so beautiful. Yes, there are pyramids. I know there are pyramids in Egypt, but these are pyramids in Mexico. They are Mayan civilization pyramids. The travel there was rough. I don't like being on the buses, but our guide was so tremendous and he showed us such beautiful he knew so much about the research and the history. It was I have it was just beyond this world. I absolutely loved it. It's called Chichen Itza. It the Mayan civilization ruins or pyramids. Oh, I loved it so much, so much. I wish we could come there at night, when there is no people and maybe like the pyramids are lit up. Yes, then exactly. Malta, yes, I would love to see Malta. Stan, I would like to see just about every country in the world. You know that. I mean, yeah, not. I would probably wait on North Korea. I know they actually want tourists now, but I don't trust them. So yeah, the my favorite chubby guy needs to go. Also, his cheeks are something else. I always want to slap his cheeks, I'll be honest. In our country, we have this, if somebody has chubby cheeks, we'll do like this. But yeah, that could get me in jail for 50 years. Yeah, I'm just kidding, of course. Yeah, I would love to see, I need to make a list of priority because there are many countries, cultures, continents, and also there are many states that and places in US that I would like to see. So yeah, the list goes on. Because when I'm on my deathbed, hopefully not too soon from now, I don't want to think that I have seen nothing. I'll be very sad. Yeah. But if I lived, if I've seen, if I fulfilled a lot of my desires, it's okay to go. A lot of people in US especially like push travel to their retirement, and I always thought like I have no idea what the heck gonna be with me when I retire. Like maybe I'll be falling apart, maybe I will be in pain, maybe I don't want to travel, maybe I'll be busy with my grandkids, God knows. I'm not waiting to know retirement to live my life. Plus you're old, it sucks. I mean, it's cool to if you're lucky to get old, but it's not the same, you know. It's like wearing a beautiful dress. You want to wear it now. You don't want to wait 50 years. I'm just saying. Yes, I agree with that. Cursed Balkan would be more natural habitat regarding real masculinity you were talking about. Yes. Even Eastern Europe, I miss that. I'll be honest. I have to say there are men, particularly conservative men, kind of Gen X, but more so boomers that have this more masculine, protective vibe, provider vibes that I like. But they're a bit old, but great men. No, my father is not Muslim. For crying out loud. Well engineered monuments, exactly. Seasoned gentlemen. That's the correct way. Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. I won't interfere your discussions, my dear friends. Yes. All right. We are usually having an hour. Now we have way over an hour, but I'm not coming every day to do lives. Therefore, it's okay. Anybody wants to say something else? And I'm not answering any private questions, my dear friends. How many of you even have a photo to your name or real name on your account and you want me to give you my private information? I don't think that is going to happen. Not today, Satan. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for those who support. Okay, while I'm talking, where are my likes? It's been so weird. I started to get more views on some of my videos, and some of my videos are still I don't know. I call it shadow ban, but it's not necessarily a shadow ban, but it's, well, one second. A lot of people telling me that they do not get my notifications. It's really weird, but that's okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Adam, thank you for stopping by. Stan. Nikolai Slavova, привет. Good for you, Dan. Where are you going cheerleading? Yes, I am a natural cheerleader. It's a good idea. That's what I do. It's my first time in your live YouTube chat and I enjoyed. It was nice meeting you. Thank you. All right, my dear friends, I do have to go. Thanks so much for joining. And I'm gonna show you moves. You're not gonna like my moves, okay? Don't push my buttons, because if I show you a move right now, I can guarantee you're not gonna like it. Yeah, not gonna like that move. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining. What does it mean, pundit? I don't know what that means. Virginia. Maybe I'll make my name Virginia. That would be interesting. All right, my dear friends. What's your favorite food? Oh my gosh, I like flavorful food. I don't eat fast food, not only because it's bad for you, but I found it bad. I like colorful and delicious food. By the way, I love Mexican food. It's so good. It's too good. I like Japanese, Mexican, Ukrainian, of course. Um, Middle Eastern, Ocean American Bully. I think your mom liked hot dogs. Yeah, I think your mom liked hot dogs. And everything else that you just wrote. Yeah, I think she was famous for liking that. I like everything. Everything that is delicious except McDonald's kind of food. That I don't like. I don't I think I was in McDonald's twice. Yeah. It was good for your mom too. She said she loved it. Why I'm having so many trolls today on this channel? Yeah, yeah. Your mom likes. I feel like in a middle school here in US, they have like your mama jokes. I feel like I have to revoke this for the stream. Yes, Ocean American Bully. Your mom likes dog food. I think she had to feed you dog food Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming on the live streams sharing bullshit. I'm sorry, honey, that you got abused. Longest I've ever stayed on anyone's streams. Okay, okay, okay. Well, my goal is to create some, real conversations and connections. So I feel amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream and stayed the longest. That's awesome. I have to say, I have some of my favorite people that I watch. No matter how damn busy I am, I would be late everywhere and I would still watch their streams. There are several people that I love. They like my family, they like my friends online. Even if I'm busy, I will watch them on the background, or I will literally be glued to the screen and watch it. But it's just because I feel very special about them. It's only a few people like that I just love so much, or appreciate I love their voice or their material, that I'm glued to my phone. Or usually I don't listen on the phone. It's usually my computer or headphones. But there are a couple of people that I really love. So I understand that, Dan. But thank you so much, and thank you for subbing. All right, my dear friends, if you have ideas, topics, comments, you want to support my channel, I don't know if Stan is still here. Could you drop my email one more time, please? It's you can see it in the description, but it's called consultveronica@gmail.com. It's also my PayPal address if you want to support the channel, or you can send a comment or request. I got a few interesting requests last week. Now I kind of wish that I would stream from Mexico, but at the same time, I like having my private time when I take time off. It was just better, warmer, and a lot prettier than this gray. A lot brighter colors for sure. All right, my dear friends, I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you want me to comment, or you want to pitch a topic, or you just want me to make some commentaries about some event, you can comment under the video, and I will consider. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon. Don't forget to put a thumbs up and share my video. Thank you.